Hey everyone, today we're looking into the mechanics, the strategy, and the tactics for using medicine in the cycle frontier. First, we're going to look over the mechanics involving meds in the cycle. The one universal mechanic for all meds is that interrupting the process cancels the heal and keeps the med. The animation itself does not need to finish. As long as the progress bar completes, the med is applied. The first and most common type of meds are the stims. There are 3 different types of stims, distinguished easily by their color and rarity. All the stims take 3 seconds to use and weigh 3 pounds. Each type heals a different amount of health. Weak stims heal for 15% of your health, strong stims heal for 25% of your health, and the combat stims heal for 30%. Now, at the start of the game, you can only buy the weak stims for 90 K marks apiece, or 450 for 5. The strong stims can only be bought after an early quest for Osiris for 3,000 per stack. And this is also the same for combat stims. You need to complete a quest for Osiris later in the game, but they cost 4,600 for a stack of 5. While you can always buy the weak stims for cheap, you cannot craft them like the strong and combat stims, both of which you can craft at any time in groups of 5. Strong stims are easy to gather the materials for, but the materials for combat stims are a bit harder to come by. And the Ivy Blossoms specifically are a component for blue backpacks, so I don't recommend making them. Medkits are the counterpart to stims. All 3 of the medkits heal 100% of your health and take 9 seconds to use. Each of them differ only by the amount they each weigh. The weak medkit weighs 20 pounds, the strong weighs 15, and the combat medkit weighs only 10 pounds. Just like the stims, the weak medkit can be bought at the start of the game for 450 apiece. Also like the stims, the strong and combat medkits require different quests to complete before you're able to buy them from Osiris. But don't waste your money on them. More on that later. Now, strategy is often based on tactics, but tactics are enabled by strategy. So let's go over that strategy. First off, don't take medkits, except for one early game scenario. Why don't we want medkits? Well, it's a little complicated. There are only 2 times when you're going to heal. You'll either heal when you're safe, after taking damage from monsters, from fall damage, or just after a fight. Or during a PvP fight. During a fight, you want as much health as you can get, as fast as you can get it, and medkits are inefficient at doing this. Since all medkits take 9 seconds and stims 3 seconds, medkits are only useful if they can heal more than your best 3 stims. If you are new and can only take weak meds into your games, anytime you need to heal more than 45 damage, it's faster to use a medkit. This is the one exception to our no medkit rule. Once you have access to strong stims, a medkit is only faster heal when you have to heal more than 75 hit points. That sounds like there's still room to utilize a medkit, but in reality, the cases where this is true are few and far between. Stims give health every 3 seconds instead of 9. So, if you're interrupted 8 seconds through a medkit, you gain no health. But if you're interrupted 8 seconds into your stims, you've gained back 50 health from the 2 stims that have finished. This is a little overreaching into the tactics section, but as we said, strategy is based off our tactics. So, knowing all this, let's plan our inventory. When we're safely healing, we don't need to waste any of our better meds. So since the weak stims are dirt cheap, we can take as many as we want. And although you may not have a lot of money, 2 medkits and 10 weak stims cost 1,800 K marks, which usually cost less than the price of your weapon of choice and its ammo. So even if you're just starting out, you can still carry effective meds for cheap. Now, once we have strong stims unlocked, either because we're able to buy them or craft them, we don't take medkits. They're gone and inefficient. Now, I recommend still taking weak stims as a small, safe healing, but how many strong stims you take is dependent on your budget. I recommend always taking at least 3 strong stims, but 5 or 10 can really make a difference in longer fights. You ideally want 10 strong stims and 10 weak stims, but take more weak stims than you need. They're cheap and can be dropped for space. Strong stims are 3,000 K marks per stack, and this can often start adding up. But it's really a game changer when you're headed into a longer fight. Even if you're taking all white loadouts, I still recommend taking that 3 minimum. And It's always worth taking at least 5 or 10 if you're running a full green loadout. More on why in the tactics section. Combat sims. If you can buy them, use them, but I don't recommend crafting them. The materials used to make them are more useful for making other things, like backpacks again. They only heal 5 more per use, but they only cost 4,600 K marks for 5. That's 1,600 more than the Strong Tims, but by the time you unlock buying them, you probably have the extra money to spend. And if you're running blue loadouts, the cost of the meds is way lower than the cost of the gun alone. Okay, so the tactics explanation could be long and complicated. So instead, the TLDR is, if you're medding safely outside of a fight, use your weak stims and save the bigger, better meds for real fights. When should you med during a fight? When you have cover to heal and less health than your opponent. If you've got more, you probably should be pushing them. Understand that jumping does not cancel the heal, but running or mantling will cancel the heal and sometimes continues to show the animation. If you're being rushed, don't panic. If you can get one heal off, it's always worth it, no matter how small. But getting shot with your meds in your hand gives you no room for success. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Although most of you who watch to the end are my personal friends, I still appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it through. And if by chance this video finds itself outside that circle, I want to thank you as well. I do stream occasionally, but if you want to see more of me or videos like this, let me know down in the comments. Other than that, I'm out.